Let us enjoy a guided practice for our RCYT registered yoga teacher training. Each week we have a pose of the week so that our trainees can master our 45 key signature poses of the SHARE method by the time we finish our 52 weeks or 52 lessons. Depending on how you want to do it, you can do it self-paced. And the 52 weeks is just based on our incarcerated women's program. That is how our method was developed. So I'm going to set my hydration aside. I'm going to bring my notes so we can learn all about the nooks and crannies of what is going on in the minds of a 7-year-old while we enjoy a comfortable seated position in Sukhasana, which is our pose of the week. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have a little furry friend here who may join me as well. So this is my student, my 7-year-old. Coco just had a birthday yesterday, but I think she turned 8. But Coco, please forgive us. We'll talk about 7-year-olds today. So easy seat Sukhasana is crisscross applesauce. You can also do variations, half lotus or full lotus, but it's basically just a comfortable cross-legged seated position. Okay, let's talk about 7-year-olds in the basis of socially, cognitively, and physically. So, socially, 7-year-olds might be moody, shy, sulky, touchy, and sometimes depressed. It was really interesting with my own children. A child psychologist said, and please nothing herein shall be construed as medical advice, this is just anecdotal, but for medical questions, please consult a medical professional. But the psychologist said that there might be data to show that there's introspective years and extrospective years with children, where sometimes there's years where they just like are absorbing all this information from the outside, and then other years where they're really drawn inward and kind of quiet and stuff like that. So sometimes I think of that as odd years and even years. Of course, each child is a little bit different, and these are just general guidelines. But the idea is that 7 may be kind of like an age where they are sorting everything out, and that might make them a little moody, shy, introspective, sulky, touchy, and appear a little bit depressed. Of course, if you think a child is depressed, seek a medical professional. 7-year-olds socially, and again, these are just general guidelines, they prefer playing and working alone or with one friend. So in the last class, we talked about 6-year-olds, how they might be very social or drawn to groups or having a best friend, but 7-year-olds may be more autonomous. Socially, 7-year-olds may change friendships quickly or complain that nobody likes me. So if you hear a 7-year-old say nobody likes me, just have some perspective that this is kind of the age and it's common, and also can help the child get through it by reminding them that they're not the only one that feels this way. 7-year-olds rely on adults for help and reassurance. So you have a really important role to play in the education of a 7-year-old, to be a mentor, a pillar of support. 7-year-olds need the security of rules, routines, and physical boundaries. So I love the idea of a yoga mat because it is literally a perimeter, It is a boundary, and by learning the physical boundary of the yoga mat, we're also teaching kids to create emotional boundaries and set limits for their own protection and well-being. Cognitively, what is going on with a 7-year-old? Cognitively, 7-year-olds are better at understanding ideas such as time, space, and quantity. So for my own kids, one family friend described 7-year-olds as the age of reason. And in this way, they are kind of like little people. It's the start of them having a more sophisticated grasp on things. Cognitively, 7-year-olds learn new words and meanings quickly, and they enjoy writing stories. So this story writing ability, this could be wonderful in setting a narrative for a yoga routine, for example. 7-year-olds are open to learning math, and that can also be worked out in yoga. You could say, create a sequence with 9 poses, create a sequence with 6 poses. If we have 5 pose cards, how many different combinations of 3 poses can we make, or something like that. 7-year-olds are good at classifying, such as sorting buttons, pictures, leaves, and shapes. So if you have, you could play a game with yoga flashcards, for example, and say, sort all the standing poses, sort all the balancing poses, sort all the poses with animal names. 7-year-olds listen well and speak precisely. So this is really great because it creates an opportunity to play some interactive games with 7-year-olds without having so much chaos, where they can listen to a pose you call out and do it, and then they can also call out a pose of their choosing. So yoga freeze dance could be a really fun way to get moving and also learn the poses. 7-year-olds enjoy hands-on exploration of how things work. So, this is a great way, again, to engage in the kinetic learning of yoga. 7-year-olds are bothered by mistakes, and they try hard to make their work perfect. So here, this could be an opportunity to remind 7-year-olds you're working with that it's a practice, not a perfect, and the point is just to have fun with it. 7-year-olds in general like to work slowly and finish what they started. So this is wonderful. They can, you can engage them to support you in clean up and set up of the yoga space. And that also builds confidence when they can see the fruits of their labor. 7-year-olds in general enjoy repeating tasks and reviewing learning. So something like the sun salutation A that we learned last week, teaching that to a group of 7-year-olds would be great, because they could repeat the sun salutation, and then they could go home and demonstrate it to their family, and that is a way that they could review their learning. Physically, what is going on with 7-year-olds? Physically, they often keep their eyes focused on a small, close area. So that can be great in the yoga setting of a classroom, where they won't get distracted by what all the other kids are doing. Copying from the board or a chart is still hard for students at 7 years old. So, I think they'll enjoy a yoga class more than a traditional academic classroom where they're copying off the board. 7-year-olds, they grasp a pencil point tightly and they write very small. So they're working on that fine motor skill. So yoga is great because it is in general gross motor skills. And by 7 years old, they've really mastered that and they're working on the fine motor skills. 7-year-olds can do quiet work for longer periods of time. So they would be able to cut out the yoga poses and glue it in an order that they wanted and create their own yoga routines. And you can get those cutouts of our yoga poses on our blog page, ShareLove.fund/blog. Everyone watching this can get that for free. We have 4 children's yoga handouts on that blog page, and they're also part of our yoga teacher training for those of you in degree track. You'll see that in our classroom. And for those of you not on degree track who want to earn their RCYT degree, you can enroll anytime at ShareLove.fund/train. And finally, what is going on physically with 7-year-olds? They can get sick from worrying about tests, assignments, etc. So the relaxation element of yoga can be so helpful. And we're going to do a meditation today about worrying and about how to let go of worries. And this type of meditation can be very helpful for 7-year-olds. In a nutshell, the takeaway, what are common characteristics of 7-year-olds? In contrast to brash, noisy 6s, 7-year-olds are generally quiet, sensitive, and serious. Their intense moods often change quickly. 7s tend to work hard at everything that they do, and they need private time to manage their new thoughts and feelings. So in a nutshell, that is what 7-year-olds do. I'm going to put this away and we'll enjoy a nice meditation for your benefit, but also, oops, okay, I just spilled, I'm gonna clean that up. It's live and uncut, blips and bloopers and all. So you have to be sensitive to kids as they spill and also adults as they spill too. So anyway, I'm gonna clean up my big spill. I'm going to probably need to get some more towels. So I'll be back. While I am getting towels, please start drawing inward on your breath. You can have a hand on your belly, a hand on your heart, and just try to focus on your own natural rhythm of your breath. Your own natural rhythm is a breath technique. I'm going to be back to clean up this spill. And then we'll do the meditation. As you are breathing, try to increase your inhale and exhale. I'm just going to clean up the spill for those of you just joining us. It is live and uncut, blips and bloopers and all, and I didn't use the table, so I spilled. So anyway, try to elongate your breath as you go along. Deepening your breath. Try to imagine that there's no start or no end to your breath, that it's just a circle going in and out. When I finish this cleanup, I will take you through a guided meditation to let go of worries. And this meditation is designed to address some of the worries that are commonly faced in our 7-year-old population. Okay, I think that that's pretty good. I'm just going to put this away. I'll be back. Okay, so this is week 3. Our pose of the week is Sukhasana, easy seat. You can be in Sukhasana, easy seat, or half lotus, full lotus, however is comfortable to you. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to the tops of your knees or thighs. Palms face up, pointer finger and thumb touching. You've had an opportunity to breathe, connect with your breath, and know that your own natural breath is a breathwork technique. So now let's think about all the things that you're worried about. Maybe as adults, it's finances, it's what people think, it's a fear of not being able to follow through with all the commitments, not knowing how you can get everything done, maybe a worry you don't even have confidence that you even know what you need to do. Maybe for a 7-year-old, it's about homework, tests and quizzes, not being invited to a birthday party, not being allowed to go to a friend's house. So let's imagine all these worries. Just bring it on without judgment. Just bringing it all on. And then with each worry, think about if it's something you can control or something you can't control. And we'll try to divide it up. So for example, if you're worried that tomorrow is going to rain, you can't control it. And I know most of you adults have already done this exercise and know where I'm going, but this is a registered children's yoga teacher training. So I'm going through this exercise because it can be really helpful for 7-year-olds. So we'll practice it as adults because the SHARE method is based on no tests or quizzes, and we actually just learn by doing. So by going through this exercise and experiencing it, that is a way to memorize it without having to study it. And so if it seems rudimentary, then it is, but this is just the technique. It was a technique developed to meet the needs of the incarcerated female population that we serve. so that even if someone was not literate, they could still become a confident yoga teacher. So anyway, so taking these worries, we're going to sparse them out into things we can control and things we can't control. So for example, if you're worried that there might be rain tomorrow, we can't control that. So for those types of worries, we can invite children to put them into a worry hat. Put them in somebody else's hat to worry about. And slowly the children can pare down the things that they are worried about by placing the worries that they cannot control into the worry hat. And the worry hat is not for them, it's not their hat. It's somebody else's hat. So that's just a worry that they don't have to wear. And for the things that they can control, we can make a plan. We can substitute worry for action. And we can effectuate that action through visualization. So if, for example, a child is worried about a quiz tomorrow, we can visualize studying and preparing and doing one's best on the quiz. We can't control the result, but we can control the effort. And we can reinforce that by praising the effort, irrespective of the result. Take a few moments to just breathe through that, thinking about separating the worries from things we can control and things we can't. And then visualizing an action plan to address those things that we can control. And then trying to separate effort from results. And then feeling good about the effort, irrespective of results. We'll meditate on that for a few minutes. Inhale, arms up, and shake it out. That will conclude our meditation. If you're sitting in an asymmetrical position like I was, I encourage you to switch sides so that you enjoy an even body stretch. I'm going to try to drink this water one more time without spilling it. Inhale, arms up. Bring your hand all the way across to one side. As you know from previous classes, and I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I love this pose. I call it rainbow arms, and it reminds our incarcerated women that you can always paint a rainbow regardless of your circumstance. And for kids, it's fun to imagine they put their hand in a paintbrush and they're quite literally painting, or I guess not literally, figuratively painting the ceiling. So we'll stretch side to side. From here, engage that abdomen and enjoy a core exercise as you bring your ear to one shoulder, relaxing the neck and to the other side. Enjoy shoulder circles, one arm back and forward, the other arm back and forward. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, forward fold. Walk your hands to one side. And walk your hands to the other side. Bring your feet to so that you're vertical on the mat. Slowly roll back. You can give your knees a little hug and straighten out your legs. Lift your arms up and to the side. Bring your left knee in. Allow it to fall to the side of the mat. Bring your right hand over your right thigh and enjoy a spinal twist. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little bit of a hug. Drop your left leg out, extend it. Bring your right knee across your body. Exhale your right arm to the opposite side, your left hand on the thigh, enjoying a spinal stretch on the other side, a spinal twist. Slowly bring in both knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Rock side to side, massaging out your back. Inhale the soles of the feet to the ceiling. Arms up, palms facing each other, shoulders still having connection to the mat. Dead bug. Inhale the knees into chest and slowly pedal out the feet to the extent it feels good. This is a whole back body stretch. It's like an upside down forward fold. If you do decide to hold onto your toes and try to straighten your legs, try to keep the sacrum connected to the to the mat as much as possible. It's a bit challenging. Having the knees bent enables you to keep that connection with the mat. We'll just pedal out the feet at your own pace. If you want to do with me, you can bend one knee in. If you have both knees bent, because that's your flexibility, that's fine, but just exaggerate one knee more. What we're trying to do is really get a deeper stretch on the one side. If your head is lifted off the mat, then don't hold the stretch so long because you don't want to create tension in your neck. So the idea is that your upper back is just totally relaxed and that you are getting a hamstring stretch within your comfort level, but that you're not straining your upper back in any way. If you do feel any strain in your upper back, please modify. It's not worth it. This is not a strength building exercise. This is supposed to be a stretch and a release. And if you're not feeling that, then you can sit up and do a forward fold or modify in some other way, but do not strain any part of your body to do this, or you could injure yourself. Switch sides if you are following what I'm doing. Exhale, bring both feet up. So now we're just trying to stretch both sides evenly. And really the idea is just to get a release. Happiness studies have shown that people feel good when they have some sort of release. We're just doing this stretch to help all of our teacher trainees enjoy a release, which can be a physical way of letting go of worries. We hold the tension of our thoughts in our body, and by stretching, we can physically let go of that in some way. Feel more relaxed. Let go. Exhale, bring the knees into chest, give yourself a little hug. And you can grab a hold of your toes, make loops with your pointer finger and thumb, and come into happy baby. In happy baby, you can rock side to side, soles of the feet to the ceiling, lower leg and upper leg creating a 90-degree angle. Enjoying this hip stretch. Bring your arms around, grabbing a hold of your heels to use your elbows as leverage to get a little deeper stretch. Bring the soles of your feet together. Have them rest on the mat, arms up and around to cactus arms. Enjoying this hip opener. Inhale the knees into chest. Give yourself a little hug. Cross the legs. Grab a hold of opposite ankles. Bring your knees and ankles towards you and enjoy a nice hip stretch. Bring your knees into chest. Give yourself a little hug. Cross your legs on the other side. Grab a hold of opposite ankles. Bring your knees and feet towards you, towards your chin, and enjoy a nice hip stretch on the other side. Stretching your glute. Bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a little hug. Walk your feet to the edges of the mat and begin to windshield wiper your knees down side to side. This is warming up your hips and creating a nice lower back stretch. When you're ready, drop your left knee down. Bring your right foot across. Inhale your arms up, sweep them around to be cactus arms. Bring both soles of the feet to the edges of the mat and drop your right knee down, bringing your left foot over to apply some pressure on the thigh to enjoy a hip stretch on the other side. Walk your soles of the feet to the edges of the mat. Bring your knees again into your chest. Give yourself a little hug, massaging out the lower back after all of that. Twisting and stretching. Rock side to side until you feel that your lower back has neutralized. Try to gain connection with your entire spine on the mat. Exhale your right leg straight in front of you. Keep your left leg in tight, giving it a hug. Grab a hold of your left foot with your left hand, and you can try to straighten it to the level that it's comfortable for you. Maybe a half happy baby is what feels good, or maybe you want a deeper hamstring stretch. Exhale, bring both knees into chest. Give yourself another little hug. Slowly extend your left leg out and grab a hold of your right toes with your right hand and do whatever you did on the other side. So if you are straightening it for a hamstring stretch, that's great. Or if you're enjoying a half happy baby, if that's what you did on the other side, let's keep it consistent so that you stretch both sides of your body equally. Again, bringing the knees into chest. We're going to cross the legs again like we did when we held onto opposite ankles, but we're not going to do that this time. We're just going to let these crossed legs fall to one side of the mat. Inhale your arm up and all the way around as an arc, and have your palm facing up. So you have your opposite arm from your knees extended. So if you are seated like me, where your knees are to the left, you want to place your left hand on your thigh and your right hand extended, and a soft gaze or closed eyes overlooking your right palm. Slowly come back to center. You can give yourself a little hug. Again, rock it out side to side so that your spine feels neutral. It's been a lot of twisting. If you feel any sharp shooting pain, that is never good, and please modify. But for those seeking a deep stretch, we'll continue. Cross your legs so that your legs are crossed in the opposite manner. Allow your knees to drop to your right. Extend your left arm. Place your right hand on your left thigh. And enjoy a stretch. Eyes soft gaze or close over your left arm. Left palm face to the ceiling. Right palm face down. This is a variation of the spinal twist we did earlier in class. into chest. Give yourself a hug, and we'll do a final rocking it out. So spend as much time rocking it out as you need to help you feel that your spine has returned to neutral. You can lift your legs up and grab a hold behind your knees. Either grab your hands or opposite elbows, whatever feels good. Continue to rock it out. Massaging out your back, coming to neutral. When you feel ready, you can push your legs out in front of you. Inhale your arms up and all the way around one final time. Palms up, heels hip-width apart with your feet and toes fanning out towards the edges of the mat. And we'll enjoy a final resting pose of Savasana. Your reward for a good effort. In light of our worry meditation, we'll reward the effort and not the result. So congratulations for engaging in this yoga teacher training. And this will be a 10-minute Savasana. And may get up during this time to address some matters. But I encourage you to enjoy the Savasana, and I will cue you when the Savasana is over. Slowly bring awareness back to your fingers and toes. You can wiggle them a little bit. At your own pace, inhale your arms up, sweep them around to the side, whichever side you feel most comfortable at. Roll gently to one side, again at your own pace, so that you don't feel lightheaded. If you do feel lightheaded, please go slowly and consult a doctor if you need. Push up to a comfortable seated position, again at your own pace. May the light in me be the light in you. Have a blessed day. Namaste.